Grace Mutual, a tattoo artist from London. I just tattoo by hand, so I just have a tattoo needle attached to a stick. When I was young, tattooing felt like a small world. It was a radical act of self-expression that could scandalise your parents. Oh, I'm on a little tattoo high right now. Feels so good. Today, though, it's everywhere, from the mainstream to the underground. What Gracie could have looked like if she didn't her face off. I'm travelling the globe to meet the artists, the rebels and the weirdos who made this niche hobby a global industry. And nowhere else in the world has commodified the industry as much as our next stop.
What better place to have a good time than Vegas, right? I mean, come on, I may be down 700, but hey, it's been a good weekend.
Only in Vegas, come get your showgirl photos.
Love the people, I love the energy.
We want to get matching tattoos, why not?
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen in Vegas?
What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas.
There's a lot of the tattoo shops to choose from, so I'm not sure which tattoo shop to choose from.
We're in Las Vegas, a place that, if I'm honest, I've never really wanted to visit.
Vegas is weird, bro.
It turns out, however, if you want to understand the world of tattooing in 2016, you can't avoid it. Going from 20 to over 200 tattoo shops in the last 10 years, Las Vegas is experiencing a tattooing boom. And I've come here to find out how Las Vegas has become one of the leading cities in America's $2.3 billion tattoo industry.
I've been in like full-on weddings, so to 21-year-olds that want to get so drunk and throw up everywhere, and then go get a tattoo that reminds them of Vegas.
How often do you get these Vegas souvenirs coming through your cab?
I get people ask all the time because I'm heavily tattooed, so they ask me where's the best place to get a tattoo, this and that. So I'll recommend Precious Slut because it's 24 hours and they do walk-ins.
I've never been to a tattoo shop called anything remotely near Precious
Yeah,
Slut.
girls get a kick out of that.
So you've picked up punters before and driven them straight to their tattoo shop?
Oh yeah, I've actually hung out with them afterwards.
Oh, cool.
I've met a lot of cool people from it. Years ago, I took these two girls. They were, I don't know, I guess the term's lipstick lesbian. Mm-hmm. And totally into each other, but smoking hot. So they went over there, they wanted to get their nipples pierced. Next thing I know, I'm telling them about my piercings. And I told them that I've got a dido.
For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's a genital piercing for a man.
Oh yeah, so she looks at her girlfriend, she's like, oh my God, that's so much fun. She's like, let's do it, honey. So next thing I know, we're hauling ass back to the MGM. I tell the doorman, hey buddy, I gotta go upstairs and get paid. He looks at me and just busts up laughing. Up in the room, having a good old time with the both of them. It was awesome. It's like probably one of my best cab rides ever.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
I'm looking for Slut.
Hi Grace, pleased to meet you. I'm
Nice
Slut.
to meet you.
This is something that's very common with Vegas in 24 hours. The police
I was going to
out
say,
front.
he's been out there for about 10
Oh yeah,
minutes.
and they'll block the driveway and they won't let nobody in. And it's very indicative of Las Vegas. I mean, we have them chase people through the store and out the back and over the fence. We've seen wrecks. We've seen people blown out of their shoes out front.
I was recommended to come here by some cab driver, and when he told me the name, I was like, okay, we definitely have to check this place out. Can you tell me a little bit about the name?
Honestly, we were kidding. I had an airbrush crew on Ozfest to airbrush boobs all day. Got clowned for having naked people with us, so they called me Slut. My mom was like, you want me to come over and slap you? You can't call that business that. What's the matter with you? I raised you different than that.
What was the whole concept of why did you want to make it 24 hours?
It turns out that Vegas has a demand for a 24-hour tattoo shop. It's a 24-hour town.
We're well past midnight, the shop's still busy. Gonna wait around for a bit longer and see if anyone else turns up and what they want to get tattooed.
You can almost call it when they come in. They're like, we want to get tattoos, all 3 of us, on our butts.
I just got my first piercing. Look,
Oh, your earlobes. I got my left one done again.
I got my nipple.
Hey. For the record, they both look that good.
Oh, you want to
My buddy Joe says a guy wants a tattoo on his forehead. He was going to go to prison for the rest of his life, so he wanted a souvenir for his parole officer. He wanted to say you on his forehead, and he wanted a baseball cap, so when he went into his office, he could say, look, I got you something in Vegas.
This is one of the first places I got tattoos done. I just thought the name was pretty cool, and I was like, I wanted some crazy shit, so I didn't want to go to these really nice places, you know? I was born and raised in Vegas, so parents basically emancipated me when I was 14. 17, I got locked up until I was 21, got out. I was a driver in a bunch of robberies. One night we did 7 robberies, and that was it for me that night. Made some money. And then later on, one after another, the people involved were getting locked up, and it just eventually they knocked down the door. And one bad night, that's all it took. All my tattoos are based around Vegas. I've been back and forth different states, but I always come back. It's a part of me, even in the bad parts of town, you know? I love it. I'm not going nowhere.
Precious Slut draws people from all walks of Vegas life, and being open 24 hours helps its popularity, in particular with the late-night crowd. However, the next shop I'm visiting is all about the tourist business and is actually located inside a casino on the Strip. I'm going to Club Tattoo, which is a tattoo shop in Planet Hollywood, which is some crazy-ass big building full of shops and casinos and restaurants, and yeah, it's a bit of an overload right now. The ceiling is really spinning me out. Look at the ceiling. I feel like I'm outside, but I'm inside. That's trippy. It's like a bad acid trip right there. So we're here, I'm at Club Tattoo. It looks massive. It looks like a clothes store. Meet Thora and Sean, owners of the Club Tattoo franchise, a business that's made them multi-millionaires.
Wow. It's the Club Tattoo.
Amazing. Can you show me around?
Yeah, come on in.
So many people. Is it normally like this?
This is actually a very lightweight crowd. Usually it's deep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to walk in here. We get a lot of people in here.
How do you control the crowd?
Lots of staff.
For ages, tattoo shops have been a dark, seedy, kind of not so clean environment where people don't feel comfortable. One of the first things that she wants to make sure of is when designing the space that females will want to come here so that they can not only spend their money, they're going to spend their man's money and their friends. They're going to get everybody in here.
And women trust women.
Yeah.
Men trust women.
Because you have 6 stores in total, right?
6 locations,
That's
yes.
Awesome. Okay, wow.
This is our flagship store at Miracle Mile Shops, Planet Hollywood. We have created a new environment of tattoo shops. When somebody understands Club Tattoo, they know the experience they're going to get, whether it's in Arizona or LA or London or Las Vegas.
How many stations do you have? 4? 1, 2.
We actually have the 4 up front and we have 2 private in the back for tattoos that shouldn't be in the window. This is our interactive tattoo. It's exclusive to us here at Club Tattoo. It was designed and patented by Sean. They shop their designs here alphabetically. We've designed the stage in this direction here so that the artist can actually be here with the client and be part of the process.
And tattoo artists, I see there's a girl tattooing over there. How many artists do you have working here?
Our service providers, we do have a predominant male population, but we do have our female service providers as well.
Is a service provider a tattoo artist?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Thora and Sean have created a new Vegas tattoo experience. It's glitzy, glamorous, and you can buy a latte halfway through. From a business perspective, this is genius. However, I can't quite get my head around why that means tattoo artists need to be called service providers. The apprenticeship experience is one of literal blood, sweat and tears, and artists use that knowledge every day of their working life. I'm on my way to a shop in Vegas that wants to offer a brand new route for aspiring artists that turns the traditional apprenticeship experience on its head. I'm at Revolt Tattoo. It is one of the biggest shops in the city, and also it is the only shop in the state of Nevada to have its own tattoo school, which kind of struck my attention because I'm not really sure what a tattoo school is.
Hey Grace, welcome to our tattoo shop.
Thank you so much.
This is where you're going to get the best tattoo experience in Nevada.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
8,000 square foot tattoo mecca. Yeah, we try to push innovation and technology in here.
And you have a school in the back?
Come on in, welcome to the Institute of Modern Tattooing. 30 students, but we started small for our first inaugural class and went with 3. And we're bringing in experts. It's tattoo experts, art experts, business experts, social media experts.
When you're working on your flash sheets, the reason I want the big prize piece is because remember they're basically like your sales sheets. They're the stuff that's on your wall that's gonna let your clients know this is my artwork, this is representative of me.
This seems to be a way to, I guess, like just produce more tattoo artists in general. How much would a year course be?
$35,000. If you're trying to get with an elite artist that has no time available, this is the best way to get a true education from somebody who knows what they're doing. The people that are out there, if their apprenticeship was so good and their old school way of doing it was so good, you might want to pick up your game because these young kids are going to be ready when they hit the streets.
I think an apprenticeship is like a rite of passage between one person passing down their sacred knowledge to another. That to me is kind of like the heart of tattooing.
Well, we can go ask them.
No disrespect in it. Like I
think we should ask. I'm interested in what the students think. Like, do they feel they're getting one-on-one? Because I think the amount of time
to see why they
chose this route
instead of finding
a traditional. So this is Corbin. He was actually tattooing out of his garage and approached one of our artists and said, "Hey, look at my stuff." And we quickly said, "This is not a good way to do it. We have an idea for you." What do you think about it?
I've heard a lot of stories of people getting ripped off, like they pay a bunch of money for nothing.
If someone gets an apprenticeship in a studio, they have to pay the artist.
Correct.
See, that where I'm from is unheard of. Like, why did you want to become a tattoo artist?
Like ever since I saw a show, Miami Ink, like I saw what it could be like in the shop life and stuff like that. And so I just started practicing like tattoo style artwork.
When their portfolios at the end of this are getting hits on social media, they have a following before they've even really officially become a tattooer, and they have good work that they can present, live skin, like I can tattoo, look at what I've done. That is what's gonna get them the job, not anything that we really do. Here's another student, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
I was looking around for tattoo apprenticeships to just start learning how to tattoo so that I could move on to animation. And to be honest, it seemed like the best choice to me. It is a little pricey, probably a little bit more pricier than other apprenticeships. That's the one thing I didn't really look into.
Sorry, I'm just going over here. I just realised these limbs. Like, look at this. You can get beautiful results with a machine on this. Like, this is beautiful work. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. But it is completely different to tattooing this than it is tattooing skin. So it's like, I feel like it would be giving someone kind of unrealistic idea of what it's like to tattoo.
Yeah, if you put ink in like you do here on a skin, you'd rip them to pieces.
Yeah, you'd blow it out, you'd rip them apart. If you're gonna let someone practice on this for however many months and then they're gonna think that that is how it is to tattoo skin, they're really gonna start people up when they actually do start tattooing skin.
It's not coming out true to tattoos, so how do we make it to where the students get that feel, the bounce back from the skin like it normally is, those types of things.
You know, melons work really good.
Melon, right.
Melons and grapefruit.
Not to say that that's not a way to do it. We're just looking for our way for our students.
Yeah. Is it tattoo artists that are doing this, or is it just men not in the industry looking in, seeing this industry is really popular?
Right.
We can make money out of it.
It could be. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not that. I think there are companies that are like that. That's not our company.
experience for me. Like, the guys there seem so sweet and really amazing. I can definitely see why people like it because, you know, they go in there and they see the big widescreen TV and all the cameras and there's lots going on. And as far as the school, I don't know, man. Like, 35 grand for a year for a struggling artist to pay to learn to tattoo. I think that's insane. It feels like the casino of tattoo shops, you know? Along with tattoos and gambling, the other standout industry in this city are the weddings. Over 80,000 happen here every year, and opposite many of the chapels are tattoo shops working off the passing trade. A match made in heaven. Today is Megan and John's big day, and with Brian as best man, I'm stepping up as maid of honor.
Oi, man. Oi.
Love you, buddy.
Oi.
I need foundation.
Here, follow me into the main chapel. You can all set up in there, and there's actually a table inside.
Okay. I'm gonna go inside and do some makeup and get ready to get there.
What's your name?
Grace.
Grace.
Nice to meet you, Elvis.
So on Halloween night, we have about 85 weddings, all in this setting.
And you must really enjoy it.
Oh no, it's lots of fun. It's just, you gotta keep moving, especially on Halloween. You'll have so many people at each wedding. You'll have everyone in costume, and you could have, you know, 80 people at each wedding, so it's gotta
So you got like 80 shows to do in one
Exactly,
day,
exactly.
80 gigs. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, thank you very
I'll
much.
This is so weird. I'm really excited. The ceremony is going to be beautiful. It's in the graveyard room. It's very gothic. There's some candles. It's going to be amazing. It's a bit of a vampire vibe, which I'm always down for. I'm really excited. I feel like it's my wedding.
We're gonna guide you through the whole ceremony today.
Do you have any black roses by chance?
I don't.
Okay.
Do you promise? Good answer. Otherwise, you would have wasted my time. John, please look into Megan's eyes and repeat after me. I, John, take you, Megan.
I, John, take you, Megan.
To be my partner in life.
To be my partner in life.
Now, Megan. I, Megan, take you, John. To be my partner in life. Who has the rings? If you take the ring you're going to give, this ring is symbolic.
This ring is symbolic.
Of my promises to you.
Of my promises to you.
But then by the power vested in me and all the Transylvania, Count Dracula pronounced you to be partners in life. Sir, you may kiss your lovely bride. A nice round of applause.
I just witnessed two people join their love together in an eternal bond, and it was beautiful. Did you enjoy the wedding? Did you enjoy seeing your best friend get married?
Hey, I was skanking and everything, like, you know, like I was in a pit, you know, it was, should I get the out of here, or?
You ready to celebrate now?
Yeah, are you ready to celebrate now?
I love you.
I love you.
The couple want to forever remember this day by marking their skin.
That's my name! Woo! This is what we're thinking.
Oh, awesome.
Meow.
Amazing. There's a tattoo shop right there. That's where we're gonna go. We're rolling out the chapel straight into the tattoo chair. Hello.
We're getting tattoos.
Yeah, sometimes they come in a little intoxicated. And we usually don't like tattooing intoxicated people because they tend to move a little bit more.
Serious business.
Her, I think she'll be fine. Him, I'm not really too sure. All right, so who's gonna go first?
Me.
Ladies first.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I like getting tattooed.
I want something kind of original, and we were just looking at skull, heart designs. We like skulls. I don't know. It is just something people do, so. marriage capital of the world.
It looks really good, babe. How's young Johnny Walker over there?
He's probably crying.
How's it feeling, Johnny Walker?
It's, I don't.
That's good.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah?
She tells me what to say now.
In it? I can understand why Megan and John wanted to tie the knot like this. Not many people can claim they have been given away by Elvis and married by Dracula. As the next couples arrive for their tattoos, I'm reminded that it's the conveyor belt of tourists that keep the businesses in this city afloat.
That's what everybody knows Vegas for. Come down here for a nice, quick wedding. Of course, sometimes ends up in a quick divorce.
For these newlyweds, their tattoos are a choice and a memento of their happy day. However, there are others in Vegas who were never given a choice. Las Vegas is notoriously regarded as an adult playground, but often at harmful costs, escaped by the tourists, who can come and go without consequences. I'm leaving the main strip to visit the Embracing Project, a charitable organisation that has to deal with the fallout of the illicit sex industry in Las Vegas. Here, they help women who have been branded by tattoos against their will by men forcing them into the sex trade.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you? Good. Vegas just seems to be this crazy place where people can, like, go over the top. Can you explain to me what the other side of Vegas is like?
We want to give this image that you come here and you have fun and you can win all this money and you can go to all these great clubs, which is true, but we should not ignore what is happening beyond the lights, you know? There's a lot of kids in the streets that are being forced to sell their body for money. Most of them have gone through some type of violence. It could be sexual violence or street violence.
Esther introduced me to Lanaya. She was groomed by a group of older men when she ran away from home and was branded at the age of 15.
This tattoo, it says Sancha, and it's a term in Spanish that means like the side girl. And I got it tattooed while I was on the run and they supplied the alcohol. The next morning when I woke up, I saw it there, and I mean, yeah, I freaked out a little bit. It's hard for me to get a job. Like, people that are Hispanic and they know the meaning of it, they look at you different. I don't know, if I had this removed, it would make a big difference, like a huge difference.
Seeing girls come in here with ownership tattoos that have been put on them by their pimps or other destructive men in their life, is that something that you see often?
Unfortunately, we do. We saw all different types, from barcodes on their wrist or in the back of their neck. We had another girl who had here in the chest, bottom beach. For them to be able to remove those tattoos is like a window to start a new life.
Linnea, I can see that you've got some other tattoo.
Yeah, I like pictures more, like the rose. This was my choice.
So it's definitely a way that you like to choose to express yourself. Having a tattoo is always a choice. It's always a choice to that person, what they get, where they want it. But this is just a case of someone mutilating someone else for ownership.
Yeah, last year I just realized I just can't dwell on this one situation for the rest of my life.
Linnea is an incredible young woman, and coming to Vegas, you know, it's very easy to get caught up in this whole idea that it's just this like crazy dreamland, it's like a fantasy world. But the reality of it is that it is a gritty place with a seedy underbelly, and the fact that people are using tattoos to brand girls and trap them in sex work is disgusting. It's so hot out here. We're on our way to Pahrump, which I've been told from a few people is like this crazy little desert town. It'd be very interesting to go and get out of the strip and the craziness of Vegas and see what the locals have to offer. Pahrump, with a population of 36,000, is where you go to get away from it all. The town has a few basic mod cons to keep the locals entertained, including one skate park, a couple of brothels, and 2 tattoo shops, with the latter catering to the clientele of the former.
You can ride around anywhere you want out here.
go hiking in the mountains, camping up there. For like social in town stuff, there's really nothing much to do here.
Anything there is to do, just too many stipulations on. You go out, hang out, tattoo shops.
Yeah, I got quite a few. I mean, there's my mom, my dad, love and hate. I mean, if I could have more, I would. In a heartbeat, I'm due for another one. If I could, I mean, the money's tight.
Down the road, at one of Nevada's many legal brothels, I'm about to meet some women whose tattoos are rapidly becoming their unique selling point.
Cheers. Thank you. I'm Grace. Hi, Grace. I'm Dina. They start out tours in here and kind of show them around, show them the menu of items that they could possibly do. This seems to titillate a lot of people.
What are the most popular on here?
The most, half and half.
Half and half?
Half and half. So they could dress up as the co-ed and then bang it out on the sex swing and watch themselves do it.
This looks fun. This looks like something out of the circus.
Have you ever seen a sex couch before?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen a sex couch? There's supposedly over 200 different positions on this thing, and I can only think of 60. Yeah, 60.
Yeah, I'm seeing some ways you could move on this.
This is lots of fun. And you get your lunch, a sack lunch, and juice box, and the whole bit.
So would it usually be like the girl is the teacher, or do you ever like get the flip roles where a guy comes in and he wants like a room full of students?
It depends on how many girls he has.
So I understand you've been naughty. What are you gonna do for me? How are you gonna make it up to me? Come here. I'm gonna need you to bend over for me. The week that I'm here, I get to be Alex, and it's a whole lot of fun, and I go crazy and I enjoy myself, and then for 3 weeks I go home and I be my real self. We have to be locked down. We stay here the entire time we're here.
So you don't leave the ranch at all?
Until you're done, and that's for safety reasons. Different counties have different laws. The law in Nye County, where Sherry's is located, is that we can't leave. Once we've been STD tested, we have to stay until we leave, and then when we come back, we're tested again.
And I see that you've got a tattoo. You like Doctor Who, right?
Well, obviously.
Obviously.
Right. It's my first tattoo, the first one I ever got. I paid $250. It's made me untold amounts of money. The #1 reason when somebody makes an appointment with me here, when I ask them, you know, why did you pick me? It's not the cute schoolgirl outfit that I'm in my main picture, although that one does come up. The #1 reason is, well, you got a Doctor Who tattoo, so I knew there was something I was going to be able to talk to you about.
Awesome.
I have an off button. Well, it's a power button, and it's red, so it's off.
Oh, that's brilliant.
There are a couple of reasons it's off, but my favorite is so that I can tell people that they have to turn me on.
Okay, that's brilliant. Finding a Doctor Who TARDIS tattoo in a brothel in the middle of the desert felt right in this otherworldly setting. Before I return to the city, I'm going to meet a group of artists who moved out of Vegas for a simpler life out here in the country. How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you finally.
Very nice to meet you too.
So what was it that inspired you to open a shop out here?
Nothing against Vegas, it was just instead of trying to accomplish 7 tattoos a day to see how much money I could make, I would rather be out here tattooing 1 or 2 people a day and being a little more personable with them.
And how long have you been tattooing?
17 years. I started in '99, yeah. I started in Vegas at a strip shop, which I'm sure you've seen a couple of those.
A strip shop?
Yeah, on the Las Vegas Strip.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. So it's
I was
very...
like, strippers and
yeah,
tattoos?
oh, yeah.
I was like, obviously it's
We're
Vegas.
working on that.
But like, what inspired you to become a tattoo artist?
One day my brother came home with a tattoo, just a tribal design on his forearm, and when I saw it, I said, that really doesn't look that hard, man. I told him I should get into that, and he said, if you want to get into it, I'll buy you whatever you need.
And what about your parents?
My mom is supportive, my dad not so much. He basically told me that what I was doing was a bad thing to people, and this is God's creation and I'm ruining it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 3 years old, I had retinoblastoma, which is a form of cancer that
grows behind the eye, and they actually had to remove my entire eye. Having one eye doesn't really affect my tattooing. I've had my prosthetic eye since I was 3 years old. You know, I've had it for 21 years now, and I don't even notice it.
Oh, sick. How long did that take?
What are we on? 2 or 3 hours now? Trying to take it easy on them, but...
No, it looks good. It looks wicked. I'm a very big fan of, like, big cat heads on knees and just, like, gnarly-looking animals.
Really been around the shop for, like, a year and some change. Everybody's really easygoing. We don't get a lot of crazy people, you know.
Johnny and his crew find their lives outside of Las Vegas much more rewarding as tattooers. And before I left, they wanted to show me one of the reasons why. The guys have brought me to Dry Bed Lake, which is just like outside of Pahrump. As you can see, it's beautiful. I feel like I'm in a Mad Max movie right now. The sky is divine. So we've got 5 trucks full of semi-automatic weapons. I'm guessing that they're going to come and do some shooting out here as well, shoot some targets. Or me, we'll see.
This is a pretty standard AR-15, semi-automatic. Same magazine fed, semi-automatic.
There's been a kind of a rash of crime at tattoo shops in the city. These guys come in there with guns. As soon as they pulled up, I saw one of them rack a weapon. They're about to come into the shop, and I stepped out into the parking lot, and we shot it out in the broad daylight. They missed me, but I hit 2 of them. I hit one of them 5 times, and I hit the other one a few times. I've heard that one was deceased, and I heard that the other one was just in really bad condition.
I was born in Dubai and my parents used to take me out into the desert for like camping trips and things like that, but not this kind of like, it wasn't so Mad Max, like desolate, hard wasteland. This is, yeah, I feel like I'm in some crazy movie. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's what we were going for.
Another one, another one, another one. 20 years ago, tattoo shops in casinos were unheard of, and tattoo reality TV was unthinkable. I'm visiting one of the longest-standing tattoo shops in the city, Pussycat Tattoos, to reflect on how attitudes have been changing within the Vegas industry. It was a long time.
Let's go in the office and talk.
All right, let's do that. How long have you had this studio?
I've been here since 1997. It became Pussycat in 99, and we haven't stopped. It was the very first custom shop in Las Vegas history. Everything else was Flash.
Do you feel like tattoo shops come and go in Vegas?
I think everything comes and goes in Vegas. I mean, it's a transient town. You know, we blow up casinos if they're not pretty anymore. When I first started tattooing, it was not easy to look like this. You know, and I mean, I literally remember moments on any street or in any store where people would get out of my way. We're like the second most tattooed city, I think, after Miami. So this is a very good tattoo town. We get the tourist market, which seems like it should just be a pile of money. But now there's tattoo shops in most casinos.
I have actually seen some of the casino tattoo shops, and I saw your face when you mentioned it. Can you just expand on that a little bit?
I don't begrudge anyone making a living, but once you get to the level that you're in a casino, it's just a corporate thing. I know that when I walk by them, they're selling a lot more t-shirts than they are tattooing. So if you want a $200 tattoo, the artist wants $200. Well, now the house wants $200, and the casino wants $200. So a $200 tattoo ends up costing $600 for a butterfly?
What is it that the tattoo scene has to offer people in Las Vegas?
There's so many good tattoo artists now. It's easier for young people to get in, but they're coming into a saturated market. I hope in the 10, 20 years, it's just not full of these whiny little artists who are just got into tattooing 2 years ago. I've talked to tattoo artists that are younger, and they just go, Sailor Jerry, and I'm like, mother, that needle you're using was designed by Sailor Jerry.
I know.
We sterilize our tubes because of Sailor Jerry. You cannot dismiss who this man was. Tattooing's so artistic and so incredible now, but a lot of these tattoos aren't lasting because they're forgetting bold lines, big fields of black, bright colors, that's a tattoo. They're doing these incredible pieces for the photograph, they put it on Instagram. You look at it 6 weeks later, it's gone. You know, so just little respect to the old mother.
What would it have been like in Vegas, back in the day, if I had rocked up into a tattoo studio and been like, I want a job?
I mean, there's always been women in the industry. You look back at like Kate Hellenbrand, she was Sailor Jerry's last apprentice. I've met her a couple times. She's a sweet old lady. And she came in when if you were a female trying to get in, well, that just means you had to blow all the guys in the shop. We don't have to keep the old guard. If we kept the old guard and it was just how it used to be, then tattooing would suck. You're just going into another biker shop. And I've only apprenticed 2 people in my life, and they're both women, because I just think that there should be.
I'm encouraged by Dirk's take on things, and even more so by his support of female artists in the industry. In the next station along is his most recent apprentice, Amy. Tattooing is a male-dominated industry, and I want to hear her experience as a young female artist who grew up in Vegas. The tattoo industry is still very much a male-dominated industry. I felt I had to prove myself more for the respect that I wanted. Do you feel that that is something that you've had to do as well?
Absolutely. There's a lot of people that won't take you seriously as a female, or they'll think that you're willing to do something else for your apprenticeship. I've had this conversation with several other female artists and let them know you don't have to feel any need to do anything other than your art.
What is it like to be a young woman growing up in Vegas?
As a child, you walk downtown Las Vegas and there's women walking around with pasties on their nipples and nothing else. You're very sexualized and people don't necessarily look at you with the same level of respect. It's such a big industry out here and women make money doing it.
I can't imagine that the Strip would appeal to you that much. What do you do for your kicks, I guess?
Problem with Las Vegas is that it's not a place for young people. So whatever scene that exists for the youth, they've created. Candy Warpop, which is my angry feminist kind of project, I sing a lot of songs that are kind of relating to being a strong woman.
Amy's band is playing at a venue hidden away from the tourists on the Strip. And as it's my last night, I want to see what some of the real local nightlife was like. So this is literally in somebody's house.
This is a spot.
Oh, sick. Where did this come from?
It's just like an image I saw a lot and I always liked it. I'm not really sure. I think it originally came from like an Asian t-shirt design.
Obviously this is an alternative scene to something that tattooing is not strange to.
I've definitely gotten a few sketchy tattoos in people's apartments or people's bedrooms. It's a tiny little one. Here's it. Can you see it all? It's my sobriety date, so it's about 1.5 years ago. I decided why the not. Hopefully it'll be forever, right? Scum life.
We just wanted these and they charged us like,
Yeah.
it's like 150 like plus tips.
We come here every day. Every day. Like, this is our thing. I like that we can all really like come together and all be a part of something together and interact with one another. You know, we can punch each other in the face. We love it.
It's performance art.
It is, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I am about to beat the shit out of the vocalists.
July's been amazing. Like, it's weird, man. What can I say? It's like in the best possible way. I came to Vegas and I can't think of anything better than coming to some house where there's a load of these like aggressive punk kids beating the shit out of each other, wielding like World War II bayonets. This reminds me of when I was young. It's very nostalgic to be in this kind of like punk, don't give a environment. Everyone's just having a good time, letting out some aggression. I just want to go inside and watch a girl have her head shaved on stage. Watching a group of punk kids shave their heads in the middle of the pit, I couldn't think of a more fitting place to end my Vegas experience. These are Vegas's forgotten children, marginalised by the Strip and existing in the shadows of the casinos. This transient city might be revolutionising the tattoo industry with its schools and shiny floor casino parlours, but its tattoo essence is embodied in these kids, and hopefully, through them, that rebellious expression is here to stay.